welcome back to another episode of NFT Artist Spotlight, hosted by AstroZero. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks.
Today on AstroZero Twitter Spaces, there's a really unique NFT project. It allows holders to mine Matic just by holding miner NFTs, basically. The founder is Jalen Davis. Name of the project is My Little Miner. Welcome to our spaces, Jalen. How's it going, man?
It's going well. I'm glad y'all offered to have me, and I'm glad to be here.
So can you tell us a little bit about your background personally and what got you started in this project?
Personally, I've been in IT for about 10 years, and originally I went to college to be an animator, but I wanted to make another Toy Story movie. And I kind of switched gears and went to avionics, and then I got into networking, and I was a cable guy for a little while, and it evolved into now I own my own business doing that kind of work. And then I got into mining because I saw a guy, I was installing some networking and he was talking about it. And I was like, mining. And I was like, they still mining coal? They got a coal miner around here? And they started laughing. It did. He explained it. And yeah, I kind of went down the rabbit hole and started. I had a Frankenstein rig and I was mining Ravencoin first. And then I switched to unminable and I was able to mine Ethereum Classic and then auto switch to Shiba Inu. And then I had did that for months and just mining Shiba Inu, 300K a day. And then October happened and then I took those gains and staked a lot and then I took some money and tried to invest in myself. And currently this is where we are.
So were you into art at first? What kind of got you into NFTs? What was the decision to jump into NFTs and have the art portion of it come into the mining?
Well, I was making TikTok videos of like little minute videos of like what things I wish I knew when I first started getting into crypto. And I had a good little decent amount of following on it. And it was just fun. It was fun. And I kept seeing these NFT TikToks. I'm like, what is this? And then there's this guy, I don't remember his name. I just watch him. I don't really follow people too much. And he said something about they're like digital cards. And my whole childhood, I played card games and stuff like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and all this stuff. So I was like, man, I'm looking into this. And then I saw what like the way it can hedge your money and kind of like preserve the value of it if you invest in healthy projects, just like any coin, of course. And I kind of dove into the rabbit hole. I sat around in these spaces for months, just kind of hanging around. People kind of knew who I was, but I never talked about a project because I didn't know nothing about the space. So I'm not going to talk about something I don't know about. And once I learned it's about community, and I was like, oh, it's not really about the art. Because my art, I can say my artist, he's a young guy and he's from another country. We have a whole language barrier, but he approached me properly. And I didn't even realize there was a language barrier until like later on. So like it was just natural. And his art, I'm not going to say he's the best artist in the world, but I can say he's the hardest working person, individual. He worked as hard as I am. And I can respect that a lot. And it's about utility, I feel, and a lot of people are saying it's about the art, and I feel like the art it's good art, it's fun, and when we drop on-chain versions of it, it's going to be revamped the whole layouts, but the utility of it will conquer all at the end of it.
So going into the project, how many total NFTs are you going to be releasing?
I put a cap on it of about 10K. That's including there's 7,000. There's 7 generations. Each generation has 1,111 each, and we're going to be dropping about 11 pieces every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday for like the next 4 years. Each generation has 2 upgrade packs that come with them, and the upgrade packs it's like a random roll, and you click on it and you buy it, and it drops you 2 upgrades for your miner. And you can commons have 3 slots, rares have 2 slots, and legendaries have 1 slot, and you can slot your miner, quote unquote, by just putting the upgrade inside the wallet, and you gain extra mining revenue per day. I say mining, but we're not actually mining. You just gain extra gains.
Yeah, I understand that. As it says on one of the pieces of paper that I was reading, you're not using any additional electricity costs or anything like that. You're basically holding this NFT in your wallet, and then you're going to receive gains from it over a course of time, correct?
Yes, it's as long as the project, as the ecosystem survives, and I'm very tactful on how I deploy stuff. Like I just deployed some the Baby Miner Juniors concept, and they're on OpenSea, and the way it works is you have a boy and a girl, and you hold them for 9 months, they'll make another baby miner, and then you hold them for 9 more months, they make another one, and if you hold 2 sets, they'll make 2 more. So it just keeps, it's like a virus. And so I had to really do some math and see how would that affect it in like year 6, after like the second half and stuff like that, because these little miners would be everywhere, and it'll, that's a lot of extra airdrops because they're not expensive. They're only $120, and $20 of it goes to books and shoes for children. So it's only $100, and $50, 50% of all sales, 50% of all resales go to liquidity. So it's basically, the more the ecosystem grows, the longer it sustains. Every morning we post the updated miner revenue, the liquidity total paid out, and the total miners in the network. So you can just actively keep track of it. It's posted pinned on our profile every day. I think it's unpinned right now because I was trying to show someone something, but yeah.
So there's 3 varieties of miners, and what are the price points you have on each of the miners, and how long do people have to wait for a return on their investment?
Okay. Okay. So overall, across the board, you have about 150 to 160 days of return on investment before you start gaining, profit. $250, you get $1.50 a day in Matic. $350, you get $2 a day in Matic. And for $500, you get $3.25 a day in Matic. So it all averages about 150 to 160 days in between those.
Okay. Are the payouts are going to be in Matic and not in something like USDT, correct?
Correct. It's all in Matic. Again, we have about 30 miners in the network right now, and I've had, besides Dave's issue, I've had one other person. Another gentleman approached me, and he was just more curious than actual problem, because I kind of saw through the fog of questions he was saying. He definitely was just more curious about what he couldn't. I don't know. I guess he couldn't believe it, but yeah.
I think it's important that you're paying out in Matic as opposed to paying out in USDT. Mainly because who really wants to get paid in a depreciating asset like the U.S. currency? I would much rather get paid in something, because if your $3.25 a Matic that you receive today could be $6.50, 2 weeks from now. So that's something important to keep in mind. So when do the payouts occur? Is it a daily payout, a weekly payout, monthly payout? Is it yearly payout? How does that work?
I wanted everyone to have that feeling of a miner, because every day you can go on, you can get up in the morning and go look at your wallet, and there's something there. And every morning when you wake up, I'm a man, and I'm a breathing person, so something can happen, and I might not wake up that morning. It's just how it's just real. But we have contingencies for that. But anyway, every morning you wake up, you will see Matic in your wallet. That's how it works. Like it really is that simple. And it's not anything. And we have a governance system, and it's more than me that can control it. And we have a multi-sig system set up that there's going to have 4 people that's going to validate it. This is stuff that governance people only know. But I'll talk about this. But we're going to use 2 people out of the community. We're going to vote on it. I'm basically going to interview these people, and it's going to be 2 people out the community, myself, and 1 person of my selection. We're all going to be multi-sig holders. And there's a situation that something happens to me, the community will always have the majority rule of what's going on with the liquidity, because it's 1 versus 2. My person of choosing will, it's a multi-sig wallet. You can only unlock it if X amount of people unlock it. But this person will have a ledger to know how I would go about it. And the person I'm selecting will think like me. So that's why I'm selecting them. But that, again, that's not here or now, but These are all things that the governance holders hold. We have a newsletter that comes out every Saturday morning, and then governance holders get a second page with liquidity wallet address, some back end stuff, and we're gonna have a little bit more doxed of myself if needed be. But again, I'm very transparent.
Now, I know there are concerns with crypto as far as this goes. I'm not really sure how it would work with NFTs and wallets as far as Trust Wallet, MetaMask, and stuff like that. But are there any concerns with this project where you might run into a snag with like SEC or government regulations, as far as like how the projects run, how people are getting airdropped crypto, in terms of like APY that they might be yielding, or some sort of tax code? Is there some sort of any issue with that you've come aware of?
Well, that's actually a good question. We were talking about this earlier in the space we were having. We're going to use the Telegram to really educate people on what to do with their taxes because it's capital gains. If you hold it for over a year, it's like it goes from like 42% to like 15 in the United States. So that's some stuff we're going to be educating people on. I actually send the gains to a centralized exchange before I send the liquidity to the wallet. So every single cent of this project is taxed because it's going into a central exchange, which is going to have to be reported by 1099 in the year starting in the year 2024. So I'm definitely thinking about these things already about it, and we're starting nonprofits and like we're really gonna mitigate this situation. Our investors are gonna be able to take their money and put it into the nonprofits. Like we have a fundraiser that's happening this week. You buy a $38 hoodie, and 75% of all sales goes to our artists. We'll have a whole post about it, but our artist mother is sick. I told him if you can present to me the medical bill and legitimate, I can look through it and legitimize it. I will gladly put my neck on the line and post about it. And he did that. And he said, posted it. He showed me a picture of his mom in the bed with this medical bill. So I said, I got to do something for you then. So that's just how I feel about just people in general. And this space is missing like legitimacy and accountability. And I am a legal licensed company in the state of Texas. And you can look at my registration number, and this will be the first project that I got rug pulled. I'm about to call somebody and we're going to address it. And you can do that.
So you're going to have a charity aspect built into your project in some shape or form, correct?
Oh yes, multiple charities. On Tuesdays, we're going to be having Mama B Talks. It's my mother. We're going to sit down and talk to her. My mother's she's in remission right now from breast cancer. I have breast cancer is a very strong subject in my eye, and my mother's going to go ahead and head that. There's a person down here, Mika Black. She's my marketing executive, and she knows a lot of back end stuff about how nonprofits work. She has her own nonprofit out in the state of Georgia, and she's going to be running all the back end stuff for that. I just really believe in if I'm going to put my money into the pay taxes and stuff, I'm going to put my money into stuff I believe in. I don't want to get political, but I just don't believe in how they spend the money in the government system.
Is it challenging setting up like a 501c3 charity organization or some sort of nonprofit when cryptocurrency is involved? Is there difficulty with that?
No, I don't believe so at all. If you would give the platform to Miss Mika Black, she can explain to you. Though I know you asked me if I had anyone else that could speak with me. That's the person. She knows, she's well versed on it. Again, I'm okay with admitting when I don't know something, but I'm really good at getting people that does.
Sure, I'm bringing her up right now. How are you, Mika?
Hi, how is everyone? How are y'all doing tonight? Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, so thanks for coming up. Can you give us a little bit of insight how the charities would work? I mean, a lot of times when you see crypto or NFT and charity associated with it, a lot of people start to think that it's kind of fishy business. So I'm not saying that's what your project, but I'm
Right.
just curious.
No, you're
How
right. You're right.
How
Well, I can't. Hold on. I want to say something on that.
Okay.
But one thing, we've never mentioned anything about any charity. We've had people come to us and say, "Hey, we're doing charities," and we've researched the charities that they were in, like trying to find out is this a nonprofit, etc. But that just made me want to make my own and put the money to where I feel it's worth it. My wife, my fiance, and she's a teacher. She's a second grade teacher, so like it just hits all home. My mother is a breast cancer survivor. Her best friend is a breast cancer survivor. My aunt died from cancer. My aunt across the street that lives from my mother has breast cancer. Like it just all aligns to what I'm doing.
Yeah, my mother also had breast cancer. She passed away last year. So yeah, I get it, and I, I'm not saying anything against your project. In fact, we had a project here that was completely charity based on Saturday. I was just curious what kind of difficulty these charities might give you as far as doing donations in crypto. How hard it is for you guys to vet the projects, well, the actual charities, and what percentage of funds are going to be allocated towards these, because I know whenever you do donations, like, just so everybody knows, 100% never goes to the charity, because there's always some sort of overhead, there's always people that you have to employ, there's always, you have to get the word out to people. So when somebody says, well, they're not donating 100% to the charity, those people don't really have a good grasp on how it works. So
That's
go
that's
ahead.
kind of the reason why we gonna create our own, so we don't have to worry. Like we're literally this whole project. We have no marketing wallet. Our project is marketed by the people that are in it. And that was my concept. It's a community driven. I saw what Shiba Inu did. It may be like fictional how they grew, but I really feel like you can really grow if you be real with people. Because everybody in here is looking for a good project. If you give them that good project, they will come. So that's just how we are approaching everything about what we're doing. And as time goes, like we're gonna be undeniable. And in the light, and just I'm just waiting for that time. I'm glad I have these kind of situations. We can sit down and I can get it out there.
So I was rambling a little bit, but Mika, so can you tell me how you guys are going about the process?
So, just as Jalen said, the difference between donating to charities and creating your own nonprofit is that we would be able to gauge our community and discuss those topics with our community to create the nonprofit that everybody believes in. The two things that Jalen believes in is breast cancer awareness, the schools as far as like donating books to children, and then also having the ability to provide them with shoes and things like that, because his fiance is a elementary school teacher. So that's something that's very dear to him. But then we're also going to be able to talk to our community members and the people who hold the governance token to be able to gauge them and ask them, hey, what kind of things do you want to see in a nonprofit if you have the ability to do it? Because again, these are capital gains. So you want to be able to create ways where people can keep some money without being taxed ridiculously. It is a few years off, but it's better to understand the process now before it actually goes into effect. So that's the main difference. Most times with these cliche rug pull NFTs or cryptocurrency. I just got rug pull last week actually on an altcoin, but in those situations, you're right. It is very cliche and it is kind of scammy because they're like, oh, we're gonna donate. But we just said forget about donating to a specific huge organization because we don't really know where those funds are allocated in those situations. Like, look what happened with Red Cross a few years back. So many people donated funds for the hurricane that happened in Haiti, and then it's like nothing was done. And Jalen's originally from Louisiana, so he's seen situations down there where they had hurricane situations where all this money was donated to these different huge nonprofit organizations, and nobody in those spaces were able to even access those funds. So to just bypass all of that. You know, we're just gonna keep it very within the community, because you know the little guys are the ones who actually make the impact. So if we can create our own nonprofit and allow our community to take votes and to have an input in what we choose to donate, or how we choose to, hey, this is how much money that we have, and we, you know, this, we have the school, we have the breast cancer, we have the shoes, what else do you guys want to donate this money to? And then people could just shoot out their personal favorite nonprofit that they support in their local community. It just allows us to be more in the real world community oriented, and also in the digital or DeFi space community oriented. Does that make sense? Did that answer the question?
Yeah, good.
All right, cool.
So how does the governance portion of the NFT work? Are you guys giving everybody that purchases an NFT a vote? Is it a certain amount of original holders that are getting it?
It's only 200 of them. It's 100 red and 100 blue. It's our promotional. It's the guy in a little tuxedo on our OpenSea. And the way it works is they aren't affected by the halving in effect, and you have voting power. And as our community grows, and just like any other ecosystem, as more money come into it, the power to vote becomes more important. So people will see the value of the governance later. I don't think it's because it costs more than everything else, but well, not as much as the legendary. It's $450 USD. But as time goes on, the resale of governance tokens will be higher, and it's just a matter of time. And I'm not going anywhere, so I got never time.
So was putting this on Polygon the most sensible way that you guys figured to do this, or did you kind of toy around with other networks that you were thinking about doing this on?
Polygon to the moon. Nah, but really and truly, it doesn't have any gas fees. It's like it's like I literally send all these transactions and it costs me maybe 3 cents a day, 4 cents, 5. Like I think I paid today was the most I ever sent because it's increasing every day, but it's like cents.
Yeah, I don't think a project like this would be really doable on Ethereum unless you were charging like an ETH per miner. I don't, I don't really.
Yeah, there's no way it would even work. The whole concept would be flat. Polygon, I didn't know anything about Polygon until I got in a Beluga space and I started hearing about it. I'm like, what is this? I looked into it. I was like, what is this? It's like, what? And then I didn't know anything about bridging and like how to converting and swapping like that, but I learned real fast. It's really simple.
So after you get through like the first wave, or let's say everything sells out, are you planning on maybe rolling this out on a different blockchain, like maybe Flow or Solana, or doing something, or are you going to have a different project in mind after this is finished?
Okay, so we're thinking about, well, not thinking about. I'm debating if I want to drop like a line like Gen 3 or Gen 4 on Crow Network. And I'm like, just because I'm really an advocate of the crypto.com network. I really like that coin. And it was the first app I had, and it was just, I like it. But we're exploring different networks because different communities, we collab a lot. Like that's like, I think that's going to be our strongest suit at the end of at the end of everything. The fact that we collab with so many different projects, and we're just open. We have a screen as the face, so we can put anything on this screen. We got the Beluga collab that happened this week. I have 2 more that's already in my DMs right now, and I just pumped out the first sample for another one that's going to be dropping this week. Like I don't like, and I'm an integrations company. I integrate. So I'm going to, if you have a community, you approach me. Hey, I think NFT collab would be fine. What would the price point be fair for your community? Well, I think $100 would be fair. Okay, well, let me do some math so I can see how it affect our liquidity later on if we put 10 or 20 or whatever number they choose onto the network. Because $200 for $1 a day, they get their return pretty fast. And then what happens, or if they spend $100, it depends on whatever they choose on it. So you can't just put a flat number on it. You have to vary with the cost of the NFT.
So are you doing all the coding for the project, or do you have a separate dev doing this alongside you or independently?
I have the guy that actually does the art. He's actually doing the contract, but the fact that he's in another country, I don't. I'm gonna actually, when he does this contract, I'm gonna pay. We have a contract set up where how I pay him. I'm gonna be able to proof it. So I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna send it to get it certified. I'm gonna send it to. There's some guys that I met through these spaces, and they're pretty respected as far as they're like, yeah, they can look at a contract and see what's up. So I'm gonna send it to those guys. I really want people to look into it before we actually try to put people's money on this contract. Because again, this is all manual, and if all else fails, we have the fail safe to either one. You got two options. We're gonna buy back whatever you have, the remaining of your investment back from your NFT. We'll buy back from you. If all else fails, we'll just, we'll buy it back from you guys. Just like any mining rig. If it's not profitable to mine at that point, you unplug it. And then when it's time to plug it back, you plug it back. So that's pretty much, I don't like, you guys are allowing me to do stuff that I always wanted to do. And all I have to do is send you guys money from a liquidity wallet address that everyone can see, or well, 200 people. And eventually, the address will get out to the public, but that's why the governance people hold it first. They see the value in the project, and they'll protect their asset. So, yeah.
Let's talk about the secondary market. What type of royalty percentages do you have built into these miners if somebody decides that they want to sell?
We have a 7% royalty. 50% of that, 3.5% of that goes back into liquidity.
Okay. Where does
the other 3.5 go to the house? We're looking at putting how, I don't know if you know what a block reward is, but we're gonna take like 1% of the royalties and we're gonna put it into a wallet. And every year we're gonna do the same concept as the block reward. We're gonna just distribute it out to everyone, like split it and distribute it. So like a block reward. And again, like 50% of all sales goes to the house and then 50% goes to liquidity. So to be honest with y'all, I'm making money off of this and everybody else is making money as well. And I still have my company. I'm still doing install. This is just a part of what I do. And we're going to be able to invest into bigger things. And I'm helping people at the same, I'm going to win. I'm going to remain being, I don't want to I'm just going to remain being blessed and I feel it.
So it says 2% of the money from the royalties is going to get reintroduced into maybe a marketing and development fund. How are you going about vetting these people? Because everybody and their brother now, when you go onto Twitter, is an influencer or a marketing company. Do you know independent marketing companies and influencers that you actually could go through? Because there's a ton of people.
I think you might be. I'm sorry. I think you're referencing that white paper is kind of old. But we are releasing a new white paper this week. I'm working on it, and I'm working on the merch stuff, and it's getting pushed back. But because usually people are seeing their gain, so they're not really questioning it right now. But I know I need to bring it up because I need to have everything concrete, so it's not any more questions. It's just there and they can reference it. But I kept posting and people were still asking me questions about it. So I was like, dang. I guess I'll just answer them anyway. So that's just kind of how I felt about it. So I keep pushing on the back burner, but yes, it is coming. It will be revamped and it will be explain those questions. But yes, go ahead and continue on. My bad. I apologize for cutting you off like that.
No, it's okay. I mean, I'm just saying because marketing is a really tough thing. I've launched a couple of cryptocurrencies before, and you get so many messages from so many people saying that they could help your product. They're a fantastic marketing company, and next thing you know, they're not a marketing company. There's some guy that's sitting in Key West sipping pina coladas at beachside while I'm over here getting fucked. So I'm just curious, if you're gonna start doing some sort of marketing, how you're gonna go about the vetting process with people.
To be honest with you, I never intend on doing marketing. Because people that are investing in it, they're going to be like, okay, I'm going to buy another one for my kid because I can buy one for my daughter that's in 3rd grade. And then when she graduates, or go to high school should be able to have money every day to do her things she want to do on the weekends and stuff. Like, I really want people to really see, because I'm about adoption and getting new people on, because I was trying to onboard all kind of people when I found out about crypto, but only 2 people listened. So maybe enough people talk about it, they're gonna listen. So I don't have no intentions on doing marketing. I get DMs all the time about, give me an NFT and I'll market for you, or we can do a marketing deal for X amount of money for this, and this package. I ignore all of that.
Good. You're a smart man. What's up, Dave?
Oh, I just wanted to touch on Jalen's plan with marketing, because I've been speaking to him from the beginning, and I just went through all the sales and I recognise NFTs in all but 2 of the wallets that are bought from Jalen, which suggests that the guys that are buying are either listening to Jalen or me, or to Jalen and me through the same places when we're talking about this product. So his plan of driving marketing through the people who are buying into the project is already working, and like they're buying into his value, and his drivers and his passion. And the people that do that will push the project and the product alongside that. And I just wanted to touch on that point. Sorry for interrupting.
No interruption. I mean, really, the best way to get your product out there is to talk about it yourself and by word of mouth, really. I don't really personally believe in hiring people to talking for me. I'm plenty good at talking, and I can talk for a long time myself, and I'm not shy. So I think that's super important, that you get your ass out there and you actually talk about what you have going on. So that's really the most important part. Drive is a lot more important than hiring some guy down the street to do my work for me.
Yeah, and I'm really, like, I guess OCD about, I gotta see what's going on. That's why I don't mind doing the manual drops, because it's fun. I get to see what's going on. I'm putting the life into what's going on. When it's automatic, I have to go back and check, and I don't like that. And I just know already, and then I can go ahead and reference. But yeah, that's just it's just I like not controlling things, but I feel like if I can get it, as long as I have a grasp on it, it's not going nowhere. So that's just how I feel.
Here's a question from my girlfriend that she had. She wanted to know that once all of the NFTs or little miners are sold, are people still going to be able to collect passive income? And if so, how are you going to keep money flowing into the project after that?
I'll just keep making more technology. Like, and I would literally, within our first 100%, our first 6 months of 2022, we will have done what most projects have done in like the last 3 years. And we would, and I'm just proving a point that it does not take 6 months to deliver a t-shirt. It does not take a year to give somebody a 3D movable NFT doll figurine. Like, we're doing that. My guy sent it to me in 2 days after I mentioned it to him. He was like, "Is this what you're looking for?" Because the code's all on the internet. It's all on the internet. It's just, you got to be willing to look. And a lot of these people are really just, they get all this money at once. That's why we're deploying so slowly. And like, I really have a tactful plan about going about it, and it's rolling smoothly. It's never going to be a massive multi-billion-dollar company unless we invest in proper things. But if it's all said and done, and all we do is sell NFTs to the NFT community, this project can last about 17 years. If I stopped right now and said I can't do anything, liquidity that's currently residing, we can go about 107 something days. So everybody would still get all of their money out of the liquidity, right, at this current time. So it's just cut plain and dry. I'm requesting people to invest in my ideas, and I'm giving them an NFT as proof that you invested in my idea, and you're getting paid in residual income. You guys are basically my teammates, are my employees, and I have 30 employees currently right now.
So, do you have any future plans on possibly incorporating your own native token into the project?
No, because that would turn into a security issue, and then that's when I start getting in trouble with the SEC. And since I'm licensed I'm licensed in America, so they're gonna notice that really fast. So no, I have no intention on doing anything with securities of any coins like that. I was thinking about doing a coin just for POAP, And I was like, nope, I'm not even gonna do that. I might do the POAP stuff just so you can buy some of the like environments for your little pixel character. You better play the games on the screen on that interactive little miniverse. We got a lot of things in the pipeline, guys. A lot.
Speaking from experience, launching a coin's a pain in the ass, so I don't really blame you. It's a headache, man.
Yeah, I just don't. That situation would turn into people can dump projects, and I can't control it, and I don't like. And again, I go back to what I said. If I can't control it, get a grasp on it, I don't like that. So, and this way, what we're doing, and as transparent as we are, and like everything's to the public, it's on the blockchain, and that's my motto. If it's on the blockchain, you can't hide it. So we're on the blockchain. So that's just how I go about it.
So are the NFTs going to have any sort of rarity traits built into them, or is everything just kind of going to be the 3 separate ones that you have?
The rares have one. They always have one like trait on them. Commons are just base, no hands, no little like rares have like the flowers or little hand gestures. And the legendaries all have animated features. And yeah, that's pretty much how you can tell the distinguish between them. Inside the white paper, it's gonna be basically, I don't know if you ever played like any card game and you open up the rule book to read it, and it's basically like diagrams and everything across the board. That's pretty much how our white paper is gonna be like a rule book. I already said it's like structured weird and they never seen that before, but they like it. And I think I'm gonna stick with that saying like it's a rule book type thing.
That's pretty cool. I like that idea. Go ahead, Mika. Mika, you there?
You're getting rugged, Mickey. You're on the blockchain.
Yeah, Jack Dorsey quit, and now all of a sudden we can't get you on here. So have you decided that you're going to do any sort of giveaways for holders that you have, or do any type of special events for people that are early into your project?
Yeah, we actually already did some giveaways because our first ever launch happened Saturday night at 7 p.m. Central, and we gave away 4 minor juniors, and we gave away a 50 Matic. And it wasn't like a packed house or nothing like that. Again, I just started doing spaces on Monday when we launched. I would always just go in everybody else's space, and they just knew me for that.
Cool. It's a very useful tool, getting your name across and stuff like that. Has the biggest challenge for you so far with this project getting people to understand what you're doing exactly? Because there's a lot of projects like NFT art projects, NFT photo projects. Even like the metaverse is kind of like getting a little bit easier to understand. So is there a pain point as far as explaining to people how your project works? Because it is pretty unique.
No, because it's really just convincing them that I'm not gonna take nothing from them. Because the concept of buy NFT, hold NFT, gain Matic, it's really that cut dry and simple. And it's really just how much do you think this guy on the internet with this pink TV on his head is he how well do you believe in his concepts, and how well do you think he's vetted? And I have again I have real world customer ratings on my page, all of this stuff. I'm very open about who I am and stuff, and I have nothing to hide. And I have security clearances and stuff to get on base, so I don't have nothing to hide. And if it comes into a situation, they say that's dangerous, but again, like I'm okay. Believe me, I'm okay. We have contingencies for that.
Is there a limit on the amount of NFTs an individual person could buy per wallet?
No, sir. You can have as many, just like a mining rig. As long as you got a plug in the wall, you can just plug it up and keep going. And your wallet doesn't have a limit, so neither do you.
That's awesome. Let's see, where else am I going here? I'm almost running out of questions, but I'm not fully out of questions. What have you talked to any other projects about doing possible collaborations or co-marketing campaigns with them?
Yes, we did Beluga Bay this week. Beluga Bay approached us and he was like, "Hey, I have some members in my community that are pretty respected, and they say you have a pretty interesting project. And it's been a few days, and they seem very comfortable with you coming to us, and let's do a collab basically. And he sent me the art, and he said you can do what you want with it. And I put my own put the little logo, My Little Miner X Beluga Bay. I gave him a little graphic on his name, and he seemed to like it. He was like, I love it. I said, would your community pay for something like this? And he said, about $200. And I said, how many do you want? And he goes, about 10. I said, okay. And then we basically used that same model because it only ended up extending the project for like 6 months after like I did like crazy, man. I was like, okay, it's not hurting. But the worst case scenario, I did a situation if Matic lost 50% of its value, and it would actually hurt the project for about 18 months. So it's like a 3-to-1 situation. But the power of the collaboration, like we get traffic from that, we get, everybody's getting their Matic, so it's more people talking about it in other areas in different parts instead of our little corner of the internet. So it helps us, and we're not really. I mean, 50% goes back to liquidity, so $100. I mean, dude, what I'm gonna do with $100? So that's just kind of how it goes. I love it. It's just fun. Everybody's getting respected, and they're seeing the value in our project, and it's going like we want it to go. Yeah.
You did pick a very good token to be a reward system, because in recent times when Bitcoin, like over the past few months, when Bitcoin was really getting hit hard, Matic was holding strong. It was one of the few cryptos that was actually holding up against the rest of the market. So it was a good choice on your part. So I don't know if it's luck. I don't know what it is, but there's something about Matic where they hold solid. Go ahead, Miko.
I would have if I would have listened, because I'm hard headed, y'all. Like, I just want to be honest with you. I'm hard headed. That's why I had so many people in the governance, because I need input. And if I would have listened, I would have launched on Solana. If I would have listened to the people that I hang out with in the spaces and just these spaces, I would have launched on Solana. But I'm hard headed, and I researched Polygon, and like I said, Matic to the moon.
I just wanted to add to the question that your girlfriend had, like, what if all of them sold out and things like that. Jalen, you didn't mention the upgrades and how that's going to sustain the liquidity that they're able to upgrade on commons, rare, and so
and we have merch. I'm sorry, Mika.
Yeah, no. Go. I just wanted to add that because that goes on along with the question your girlfriend has. Like, if we're sold all out, then how are we going to get the liquidity? But Jalen's thought about this thing all the way through. He just didn't mention that, so I wanted to just add that.
Yeah, the secondhand market was gonna really flourish because you're gonna end up opening a pack, and your miner only can hold one fan, and say your pack opens 2 fans. You're like, dang, now I gotta sell this fan. Well, you paid $200 for this upgrade pack, and the upgrade pack, the fan gives you 20 cents a day. So you think, okay, well, I can put this on X miner and then do this. It goes into, it's really a thought game. It's a game, really. And you got to think kind of about it. But overall, about 150 to 160 days is your return on investment. What you got, Dave?
I just wanted to touch on the Polygon thing for the guys in the room and the strength just quickly. Like, historically, quite a lot of it's been staked. So the big holders that are staking aren't going to want to dump and reduce the value. And as more of it's moving into liquidity at the moment, that's happening because of the info drops that Polygon are putting out almost daily. And it's big stuff. Like, one of the things this week or last week was a social media fund from the Reddit founder worth $200 million to go to Polygon communities. They've introduced their own wallet. They've got a swap. They've got a bridge. Like, they're just doing stuff all the time. So that's one of the reasons for the strength, even when other stuff's falling. And I just wanted to touch on that because you brought it up here.
Hey, Jalen, I just saw a message that you sent me because I was all over the place today. Tell everybody about the Minor Juniors and the two gender roles and how that's going to work. You asked if you could announce that.
Oh yeah, the minor juniors. We launched them right before we started the space. For $120, you get a minor junior or 50 cents a day in Matic. And by holding one male and one female minor junior, after 9 months of holding them, you get another minor junior, and it compounds. So if you have two girls and two boys, and every 9 months they drop two more minors, so it keeps spreading, and you just keep gaining basically compound interest on your initial investment.
Pretty cool. So you're going to have brothers and sisters mating.
Something like that. But it's kind of, I guess it's that concept, but it was really thought of like a virus, like a computer virus. You try to delete one and two more come. So like,
I just wanted to make it sound creepy.
look, I had a whole bunch of different options to choose. I was like, let's just choose this as the art. And it just, and $20 goes to books and shoes for children in schools. We haven't come up with a name or nothing like that, but the wallet for all these donations and stuff will be public to everyone. It won't be a governance thing as far as the donations go. It will be public to everyone.
So is your team, it's just the three of you, Mika, and your artist?
Me, Mika, my artist, and we have a translator, Regina. She's scarce, but she's always just one message away.
What country is your artist?
He's in Indonesia.
Shay, we have Shay for support, our customer service.
Yeah, Shay's as well, but she's a family member of mine, actually, just a little doxing, and she's going through a few things right now, so I'm letting her kind of air that out. But she is a support line. She's very, very good at reception. It's just, life, and I'm just being honest with it.
Doing a newer project like this, where a lot of people aren't familiar with something like this, what's the importance of doxing yourself in order to make it grow?
It's funny you asked that, because there's a coin project that we follow, and it's a father-son combo. They're very nice gentlemen. They're older, and they're completely doxed, but no one cares. So like, I kind of like see that my face isn't on the internet or anything, but I'm doxed to the point where, like, okay, this is actually a real person. And like, I literally have my mom coming on Tuesdays to talk to y'all 1 hour every Tuesday to talk about just life and stuff, because she's an older woman. She comes from the old school. And some people, I sat down and talked to my mama for like 4 hours the other day, and we could have just kept going all day. And it was just all just funny and just laughs. And she just keep going. So I was like, I could sit down and do this in spaces at least once a week. And it's going to evolve into the breast cancer awareness. And she's going to be talking to women and little girls and stuff like that. That's really like, and as she become versed in crypto space, she'll be able to talk about that as well. So it's just, I want to incorporate my mama, because my mama, she's in remission right now. And it's just, I hadn't seen my mama in a while. So I want to incorporate it in what I'm doing.
That's awesome, man. I lost my mom last year, but she was always very supportive of everything I did. So that's really that's some kick-ass stuff right there, that your mom's getting involved. And the fact that, even when my mom didn't know what the hell I was talking about, she was always good to have a conversation with somebody. It sounds like your mom's kind of like the same way. Like, we're just going to talk about stuff. It don't really matter if I understand it, but it's moms are great. That's really what it comes down to. Like, that's really kick ass that your mom is getting involved with it too.
Yeah, man. It's just, as I get older and I work with people, and when I was working with people, I just hear them. I say something like, "I'm going home," because I'm not where I'm from. I'm like 6 hours away from where I'm from. So I'm going home to get something to eat. My mama cooking, and they just like look at me and just open my eyes to, like, there's something I should cherish and not just like BS about. So I took it to account, and I live my life that way. So I'm a person of, I learned my lesson and I act on that lesson. I don't like go back and do the same problem again.
What's been your biggest challenge so far developing an NFT project?
Biggest challenge, the time is taken away from like my fiance and stuff like that. That's probably would be the biggest challenge, but the benefit from what I'm doing and the joy that it's bringing me, it outweighs, because she see what it's doing, because she saw what I did to get to this point, and she stayed down for the come up, and like, and that's just how she saw me sit in front of this computer for months, and like they always like, why are you always in front of the computer? Woo de woo. They never understood. They never got it, and then now they see it, and they just like, wow, and I'm just like, yep. And I have that. That's the kind of stuff I have behind me, watching me do this, so that I can't stop. I'm not letting off of nothing.
So you're going to be dropping these miners every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right?
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, 7 p.m. Central, we drop 11 miners.
And is it going to be all 3 rarities, or is it going to be certain rarities, certain days?
It's 7 common, 3 rare, and 1 legendary every one of those days.
All right, awesome. Anybody has any questions for Jalen and you're up here, shout it out. If you want to come up to the box, raise your hand. I'll bring you up here. You could ask him any questions that I couldn't stump him. So somebody try to stump him, please.
Please, come on.
Is there any
Please do it.
difference in benefits on if you buy on the secondary market?
People that, okay, so you got to think about it like this. What if you held it for 150 days and you're like, okay, I made my money back. Let me just sell it to make double my money, because I'm just going to sell it for what I bought it for. And somebody's going to buy it because they see that dude just made their money and they selling it. We have one that's on the secondhand market right now. One. That just says a lot about what we're doing. And it's for like $2,000. So like, and I don't own any of them. So it's just funny. Dave has said something about he saw 2 of them. That's the only 2 they were airdropped. That's because my cousin is 40 years old, 42, and she doesn't understand how to change her Ethereum to her Trust wallet to go into OpenSea. So she just peer-to-peer me the money, and I just airdropped. I made her. She gave me all her information. I made her OpenSea just so later on her son or something, they can open it and get into it if they need to and sell it or something, or her or something. But that's literally what, like, if I don't mind, I'm transparent. It's on the blockchain. So if anything ever comes up, question me, because there's a reason for it. So I guess just like anybody else, oh, my address isn't working, or I can't get any Matic. Well, you can send me any other crypto you have, and I can get you NFT to you. As long as it stays within the bounds of our numbers of our amount of miners we can have in the network, then that's fine.
Go ahead, Dave.
It's not a question, it's just a plan of action that we've got with one of the miners, and we're going to look to stake the MAC to increase that return of interest or return of investment for us. So by staking it, maybe with Celsius at around 10%, on a weekly or monthly basis, you should be able to cut that time down by maybe a third, something like that, with an increase, like just with some rough maths. So you could be looking at, instead of like 9 months, you could be looking at 6 or 7 months for the governance token return of interest at $2 a day. There's some maths that we worked out. Nothing to do with Jaden, by the way. That was just me and my friend that bought in to I think it was the first one that sold, actually.
Very cool. Anyone else have anything for Jalen before we wrap it up?
Love your project, man.
Yes, kick
I'm
ass.
thinking about buying one.
Hey man, if you don't buy one, just make sure you tell somebody that we exist, because it's not everyone can play the game, because it's only X amount. So once you're in, you're in. And then you got to deal with the secondhand market, and people, again, we only have one that's reselling. So it's just watch out for us, because we're coming, because we have a lot more coming. Like, your miner's gonna do a whole bunch of other stuff. It's just time.
So everything is selling right now on OpenSea, correct?
Yes, everything's on OpenSea. Yeah, everything's on OpenSea.
All right, cool. All right, so we went about an hour. his miners are being released every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Is that it?
That is correct.
All right, and the OpenSea page is OpenSea.io/ the letter J, the word the creator, and the number one. So J the creator, number one. Yeah, project is awesome. I really dig it. It's the most unique one that I've had to interview so far, and I've interviewed a lot of people, like a lot of fucking people. So I'm really excited for it. I'm probably going to pick up one over the weekend. Actually, I might pick up one on Wednesday. Is there a cutoff time?
And no, there's no cutoff time. There's that once they're posted, they're there. Just like eBay. It's my model for posting this stuff. Like I'm literally testing stuff. Like today, I posted the minor juniors with no description, and like if you notice, the first Monday drop, full description, just like an eBay description. And I'm testing what I apply to my eBay postings to these kind of things. And I'm just seeing if people even care about that kind of stuff, because it does take time to write a description, go over it, make sure it's kind of like, not butchered as far as typed, and just copy that on every single one. And it's just stuff I'm learning, because everything's manual right now. And I think that's the beauty of it. I think the manual side of it, if anything, I like the concept of the contract and stuff. But if I can set up like a bot that I can just come in and then set up and sit there and monitor and do that, I like that, because the blockchain is nice, but there's a lot of vulnerabilities that it's so new, and there's a lot of like questionable things going on it and stuff, and just I don't know. All I'm doing is airdropping Matic, and if I got to do that for 3 hours a day out of 24 hours, I can do that.
Now I'm looking on OpenSea right now, and I see you have the Little Miner Junior female, and then you just have the Little Miner Junior. So if it doesn't say female, that's the male one.
That's actually a typo. It should say male, but yeah, the graphic on the miner, it represents what it is. But
Okay.
yes, you're correct. I thank you for saying that.
All right, cool. I just want to know, I might have to buy one before other people here buy one in like 2 minutes.
The 100 minor baby, the 100 junior boys and 100 junior girls. That's all that's going to exist. That's the number we're going to have for the juniors, because they multiply like that. So it's going to kind of get nutty later on.
Well, pretty awesome stuff, man. Jalen, I want to thank you for coming out. Mika, thank you for coming out, talking with our community. Really awesome talking to you guys, and I learned a lot today. And that's the coolest thing.
Not nutty, Jalen.
That's just nutty.
So I had a really great time talking to you guys. I appreciate you coming out, talking to the community. Give Jalen a follow here on Twitter. Check out his OpenSea page. It's OpenSea.io/ the letter J, the word the creator, and then a number one after it. You can purchase miners on there right now. We got the miner juniors. You got legendaries. There's commons on there. Don't buy the legendary one because I want to buy that. And yeah, there's rares on there as well. So I just want to congratulate you on launching a project that I really enjoyed talking to somebody about. I learned a lot today. Hope the community got something great out of it. And we do these every Monday through Friday, Jalen. So if you want to just stop by and hang out and check out projects that we have in here, feel free to stop by. We're always here. And thanks again, guys. I appreciate it.
Hey, I do appreciate y'all for hosting and having us. I had never heard of you guys before this situation. Dave introduced me, and I looked into you guys' page. I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and go on there and talk about it. So I'm glad we're here.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. If I don't see you all, I usually see a lot of you guys, but if I don't see you before Christmas, happy holidays. Be safe around the holidays. No drinking and driving. Get an Uber, and just take care of yourselves. Give your family a hug and kiss, and I wish you all the best. And thanks again, Jalen. Thanks again, Mika. You guys are awesome.
Thank you. You have a great holiday as well.
Yes. Y'all have a good one.